Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday to everyone. Happy Monday. I'm going to give some people some time to definitely get on. I hope you all are excited about this Monday. I hope you are excited about entering into a new month as an entrepreneur. I hope you have decided to win today. And if you have decided to win today, whether you're watching the live or the replay, I want you to put in the chat winning, okay? I want you to put in the chat winning if you have decided to win today, okay? All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Definitely talk to me in the chat. Getting everything set up again, giving people time to come in. Hey, how you doing today? How are you? I want you to say I'm winning in the chat. Put I'm winning in the chat. If you are an entrepreneur, make sure you put the name of your business in the chat as well. I'm going to go over a few things that I believe will help you on today. And throughout the entire week, actually, especially if you're an entrepreneur, these different things that I'm going to provide to you are going to be very helpful. And so I pray that it blesses you, okay? It blesses you. All right. And it's time to get started this morning. All right. So first I want to shout out Reflect Heal Elevate 5-day Mind Body Spirit Challenge. If you do not know what that is, but you are saying that you want to better your health, I advise that you actually start there. This is something we do the first Monday of every single month, and we do it for 5 days. And it is a challenge where we only eat fruit for an entire week. We focus on the mind, we focus on the body, and we focus on the spirit. So there are several activities and stuff like that. So if you want to be a part of that because you want to start your health and wellness journey, but you don't know where to start, you can start there. So you can go to reflecthealelevate.com so that you can join the challenge with us. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in because let me tell y'all, number one, your health is very important. And if you are trying to go to the next level in your life, if you are trying to go to the next level in your business, you really do have to focus on yourself. And I think a lot of times we try to focus on our craft, we try to focus on the business. But the truth of the matter is, you need to focus on yourself. And as you focus on yourself, you will actually end up going to another level in your career, in your business. You will begin to see all of those things evolve and go to another level. But you have to be willing to focus on you. And one of the reasons why you have to focus on you is because it's hard. Okay. It's hard. This morning, I got up at 5 o'clock this morning and it was hard. But I had to remind myself of the goals that I have set for myself for this particular month. And you have to be willing to make the changes in your life. And how do you do that? You do that with your mindset. You have to be willing to change your mindset to change your life. So it's easy to pray. I think that is so easy for people to do, to turn around and pray to God for the changes that you want to make in your life. But you have to be willing to allow your mind to be renewed so that you can walk through that transformation, because you can't walk through a transformation until your mind is renewed. So a lot of the things that you are trying to do in your life and you're trying to do in your business, you can't even do until you allow your mind to be transformed. So a few things I want to talk about. Number one is, what is God calling you to build today? What is God calling you to build today? Not just do, but what is God calling you to build today? Because it's very important that you decide right now to be intentional about your day. One of the things that I've realized is it is so easy to wing it. And it is so easy to say, I want to do this and I want to become this, but I do not be intentional about my day. And because I'm not intentional about my day, the day will pass me by and I'll find myself not even doing any of the things that I said I was going to do. Hay came from poverty. And then I'll look up and it's 6 months in and I still haven't accomplished the things that I said I wanted to accomplish. So I want you to make up in your mind right now that today is going to be the day that you decide to be intentional. Somebody put that in the chat. I'm going to be intentional today. And so one of the things I want you to do, I want you to grab a notebook, okay? I want you to grab a notebook and I want this to be your daily intentional list, okay? Your daily intentional list. So with that notebook, you're going to write down every morning before you start your day the things that you are going to be intentional about, the things that you are going to accomplish. I'm telling you, but you're not going to call it a to-do list. You're going to call it your intentional list, okay? You're going to call it your intentional list. That means you're going to have to make up in your mind that you might have to put your phone on do not disturb. If you have children, then you need to make sure their school number is, set to favorite so it goes through. But you got to make up in your mind that you're not going to spend time watching TV today. You're going to be intentional. Somebody say, I'm going to be intentional today. What you're going to find out when you become intentional is that you're going to have what is called a productive day. You're going to have a productive day. How many of you, the day gets to the end of the day and you feel like, what did I really do today? Did I really accomplish what I said? When you become intentional, there are a few things I want you to understand. One of the things I want you to understand is that when you are intentional about your day, disruption is going to occur. Distractions are going to come up. But you are the only one that can stop your intentions. You're not going to give credit to the devil anymore. Hey, Keisha, you're not going to give credit to the devil. Somebody say that. I'm no longer going to give credit to the devil anymore, because we give credit to the devil when the devil is not the prince of the earth. The devil is the prince of the air. We have dominion and authority over the earth, and we give the devil too much credit. All right. So I want you to make up in your mind and say to yourself today, I'm no longer going to give the devil credit. I'm going to take ownership and I'm going to take accountability. Because at the end of the day, I can blame it on everything else, or I can be very intentional about my day and I don't let nothing, no one, or anything stop me, because I'm intentional and there are some things that I'm trying to accomplish. There are some things that I'm going to accomplish. Somebody say that. I'm going to accomplish those things today. Okay, so I want you to understand that. So, number one, what is God calling me to build today, not just do? I need to know what I'm building today. Am I building my business today? Am I building my health today? Am I building love today? I need to know what I'm building today. Am I building my vision today? Am I building my finances today? What type of house am I building on today? This is very important. Some of you are trying to build a financial house. You're trying to get to a place of abundance. You're trying to get to a place of wealth where, guess what? It has to be built. It has to be built. And in order for something to be built, it starts with a foundation. So what does that foundation look like for you? I want you to think about that. What does that foundation look like for you? You're saying that you want to build abundance. How do you start that? Y'all put that in the chat. How do you think you start building abundance? How do you think that you build that? If you can just put your thoughts in the chat for me. How do you think you build abundance, right? Not just in your life, but in your business, in your family, with your health, right? Because what is the definition of abundance? Abundance is plentifulness. That's the definition of abundance. Abundance is plentifulness. So you're trying to build plentifulness. Some of you are trying to get to your land of milk and honey. That's what you're trying to get to. You're trying to get to your land of overflow. You're trying to get to your land where you don't have to worry about anything anymore. You're trying to get to your land where it's just an overflow and overflow, and it's just hitting you. But it starts with your foundation. Somebody say foundation. It starts with your foundation. And if your foundation is rocky because you are winging it, it will surely fall. It will surely fall, and you will not get to your plentifulness. You deserve to get to your plentifulness because the Lord our God, he came so that we may have life and life more abundantly. And so you want to live, right? That's right. You're trying to get to your land of milk and honey, your foundation. So I want y'all to understand a few things. As you're thinking about what you're building today, I want you to also think about, what can I not entertain today? What can I not entertain today? Yeah. So you don't just need to build something today. You need to know what you don't need to entertain, right? Came from Poverty said gossiping. Come on. It is so easy to get on the phone with somebody and you talking about whatever, right? Not somebody say not today. Not today. Every person I talk to today will be in alignment with what I'm building. Every person that I talk to today is going to be in alignment with what I am building. You're going to find out that as you are intentional today and you are focused on what you're building today, you're going to be more productive today and you're going to be more successful today. You're going to be more successful. I don't care if you work a job. I don't care if you own a business. If you are intentional, you're going to be successful. For some of you, that goal that you have may be to go to work, right? Spend about an hour of time with your children. Cook dinner for some of you, right? Because for some of us, we are on our 5-day Mind, Body, Spirit challenge. So we're only eating fruit this week. But for you all that are not, right? But I do advise that you try the 5-day Mind, Body, Spirit challenge. But for you that are not, you might say, I'm going to cook today. You might say to yourself, but I do not want to feel burnt out by the end of the day. What I've learned is when you are intentional about your day, you don't get burned out. You don't get burned out. When you are intentional about your day, you do not get burned out. You get burned out when you don't know what you're doing throughout the day. You're winging it. Like whatever comes to your mind, you're going to do. No, you need to become very strategic about your day. Very strategic. Some of you might say, but wait a minute. I just let God have his way. Okay. Well, we serve a God that works in decency and in order, right? So if you pray before you go to bed at night, one of the things that you probably need to start doing before you go to bed at night is go into a form of meditation, but also write down your intentional list before tomorrow actually arrives. So before you go to bed tonight, guess what? You need to think about what you would like your tomorrow to look like. So when you pray, ask the Lord to give you revelation based off of your day, what you need to accomplish. Or you could just use wisdom, because as you use wisdom, God is still speaking. Okay? God is very fluent with speaking to us throughout the day. And I love that about God. How many of y'all love that about God? That God shows up in our life throughout the day, right? Not just one time a day like some of us. We show up to God one time a day. God show up in our life throughout the day. And I want y'all to understand that it is very important and it is very vital that you make a decision. Thank you for sharing. That you make a decision to be intentional. Because there are some goals that you set, right? This is a very honest moment. Let's have an honest moment right now. How many of you have accomplished what you said you were going to accomplish at the beginning of the year? We're in the month of May now, this month 5. How many of you have accomplished at least half of the things that you said you were going to accomplish? Come on, let me know in the chat. Raise your hand. If you have not, let's have an honest moment and say, I haven't. Let's just be honest. I haven't did it because I got distracted. I told myself I was going to do it, but then life happened and I got distracted. And that's why, thank you so much, Keisha, for being honest. That's why you have to make up in your mind that you're going to start writing down your days, but being intentional about your day. So you're going to write down your intentional list, okay? Not your to-do list, your intentional list. That means you're going to be intentional about this list. This is the focus, nothing else. Everything else is extra. I'm going to be intentional about this list. Don't overdo the list. Don't be trying to write down 50 things to do in one day. What's important? What's in alignment with what you're trying to accomplish? What's in alignment? Because what's going to happen is you're going to look up and you're going to be like, man, I did that. I did that. So I'm going to tell you an example. So I told myself, coming into the month of May, right? I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? So I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? The thing I love, and the thing is, it's hard, but it's worth it. It's better. Like, it's better to wake, the earlier, the better, okay? So I woke up, right? I treated my face, okay? I was able to treat my face the way I wanted to treat my face, work on my face, y'all. Okay. Work on my face. I was able to do that. I was able to clean, make my bed and all of that, right? I was able to do all that. I was able to get on, I was able to write my intentional list because I actually wrote my intentional list when I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I was able to write my intentional list. But then on top of that, y'all, I was able to get on the 5-day Mind, Body, Spirit Challenge with Reflect, Heal, Elevate with Coach Tyree Turner at 6:45 this morning. And that challenge, again, for you all that do not know, it is where we do the first Monday of every month for 5 days. We only eat fruit. I always advise VIP because he pours into you. It's for the betterment of your health. If you are trying to live a healthy lifestyle, I definitely recommend that you take advantage of that. If you want to take advantage of that, you can go to reflecthealelevate.com. So I was able to do that. Then at 7:15 in the morning, I was able to get on my prayer call, but I was already outside walking. Okay, so I'm on my prayer call while I'm walking my neighborhood, right? So I'm walking and I'm on my prayer call because y'all know I don't play about that. 365 days of prayer every single day. We've been doing that for over 4 years now. Haven't missed a beat. If you want to pray with us, you can pray with us. It's 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in that, all you got to do is send me a DM. You got to make up in your mind that you need to do it. When I started doing that 4 years ago, I wasn't a morning person. But I made a decision to do that. I made a decision to get uncomfortable and have my conversation with God with a group of other people touching and agreeing because there is power in touching and agreeing. Okay. I can do some stuff myself, but it's something about when 2 or 3 are in the midst. Okay. And they're for you. Right. So I was able to do that. I was able to walk my neighborhood while on prayer. I was able to come back in and do the stretches and the exercises that was advised during the 5-day Mind, Body, Spirit Challenge. I was able to do that. I was also able to make my turmeric, ginger, and cayenne pepper tea, water to me, right? Tea, right? Because that actually helps with inflammation and it helps, of course, with vocals and all of that. So I was able to do that. And guess what? And now I'm on this live because I'm intentional about my day, right? So the thing is, I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I need to do, but I'm vibrant, right? I'm up, I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to win. And so how you start your day, I believe that's probably the most important part of the day, how you start your day. Well, you may look at it and say 5 o'clock is too early for me. 6 o'clock is too early for me. What I had to do was hold myself accountable and be real. Girl, you're going to bed at 11 o'clock. You're going to bed at 12 o'clock. And guess what? You find yourself back winging it when you said that you were going to be intentional. See, you got to be accountable. And what I learned it a long time ago, right? I learned that guess what? The earlier you get up, the more intentional you are, the more vibrant you are, the more energetic you are, the more accomplishing you are. I don't know your goals. I don't know what you said that you were going to accomplish. You do, though. You know what you said to yourself. You know what you wrote down, Habakkuk 2:2. You know that vision that you wrote down. But how many of you are reading it every single day to grab that energy that you need to accomplish it? Or how many of you just tossed it aside and you just want it to just fall out the sky? Well, it's not going to do that. So guess what? That vision that you wrote down, those goals that you say you were going to accomplish, it comes with some stuff, and it comes with some building. That's why it's not just about what you do, but it's about what you build. Somebody say, I'm building. Somebody, I want you to say, I'm building. I'm building, right? I'm building. All right. Now, the next thing that I want you to ask yourself is, where am I operating in fear instead of faith? Woo! That's a good one, because you got a vision and you got a big vision. But where is fear coming in your life? This is what I want you to think about, because wherever fear is coming up in your life, guess what? That's actually when you need to move. Hey, Tiff, that's when you need to move the most. Why do you need to move the most there? Because fear is actually a signal that you're going down the right path. So where is fear coming up for you the most when it comes to what you said that you wanted to do with your life in 2026? Where is fear coming when you say you wanted to accomplish this, and this? Some of you say you wanted to buy a house. Some of you say you wanted to get a car. Some of you say you wanted your business to hit 6 figures. Some of you said you wanted to get in a successful relationship. Some of you said this was your year of marriage. Some of you said that this was the year you were going to get healthy. Some of you said this was the year that you were going to change your life. So I have a question for you right now. Where is fear creeping up in your life, right? Some of you say you were getting out of debt this year, but there's a level of fear and anxiety that is really blinding you, blocking you, and making you feel like you are not capable. I am here this morning to let you know that you are capable. You are capable, and you got to learn to do it anyway. Somebody say, I'm doing it anyway. Even if I am afraid, I am doing it anyway. I need to do it anyway. When you get out of your own way and you start doing things that fear is trying to stop you from doing, you're going to be more successful than you've ever been. You're going to see things manifest that's going to blow your mind. You're going to be like, are you for real? All I had to do was do it anyway. All I had to do was do it afraid. All I had to do was do it while I was trembling. That's all I had to do. And I began to see that thing manifest. Wait a minute. Yes, because you decided to conquer. You decided to win. I want you to understand. We got to understand that when we say we're going to walk by faith and not by sight, some of you need to say, I'm going to walk by faith and not by fear. Some of you need to say, I'm going to walk by faith and not by fear. That needs to be your anthem. In 2026, I'm going to walk by faith and not by fear, because fear will stumble you. Fear will make you disabled when you are really able. Fear will make you say, I want to believe, but I really can't do this. You got to say, somebody say that, I'm going to walk by faith and not by fear. I'm going to walk by faith and not by fear, because I know I got the skills. I know I got the ability. I know I'm the best. I want somebody to say that, especially if you're an entrepreneur. I want you to put in the chat, I know I'm the best. I know I'm the best. I want you to say that with so much confidence. I know I am the best, because the truth is, I know I'm the best. I know I'm the best. And now guess what? I'm a best kept secret, but I ain't no secret no more. Hey, Anna, I see, that's the thing. Some of the best are best kept secrets, because guess what? We've been sleeping on ourselves. Can we be honest this morning? Can we be honest? How many of you have been sleeping on you and you know you the best? You know that you should have got that promotion on that job, but you have not been what? Woo! You have not been revealing that you are the best. It's time for you to change that. It's time for you to change that, because guess what? Tomorrow is not promised to none of us. So the thing that you need to do today is give today your best. You need to give today your best. That's why you can't let fear win. If you want to accomplish some major things, not minor, major things, you have to make up in your mind that you are going to do your best today. You're going to present your best today. Why? Because you're the best. You're the best. And some of you might be saying, well, I just started. You're the best. Because when you make up in your mind that you're the best, you're not going to get in alignment to become the best. See, the Bible says, speak those things as though they already are. Speak those things as though they already are. So once you speak it out of your mouth, get in alignment. Once you write it down, read it and run with it. When you run, you're actually getting in alignment. You're actually getting in alignment. Some of you, the reason why you're not seeing results is because you're not in alignment. You're not in alignment. Hey, Libra goddess, you're not in alignment. Somebody needs to say this morning, today is the day I get in alignment. Today is the day I get in alignment. You want your life to change? Your mindset has to change. I'm going to say that so many times because if you know me, one of my favorite scriptures is be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because if you really want your life to transform, all you got to do is change your mind. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is give yourself a new mind. That's it. That is it. And you will change your life. Some of you, you're supposed to be making multiple six figures. Multiple six figures. I ain't say have multiple businesses. If you're going to have multiple businesses, be a business owner, right? Be a business owner. Don't be a jack of all trades. Do not do that to yourself. Okay? Focus on mastery, right? Because mastery produces fortune. Because the truth of the matter is you deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to be wealthy. We deserve to be wealthy, right? Because we serve a mega God. We serve a mega God. We don't serve a small God. We serve a mega God. So there's no way possible that my Father is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, and I'm settling for poverty. I'm settling for minimum wage. I'm settling for less than. No, you don't settle. You go for what God said you can have, okay? And you can't let people make you feel guilty for being a millionaire. You can't allow people to make you feel guilty for making multiple six figures. You cannot allow people to make you feel guilty because you decided to be an entrepreneur. You can't make people make you feel guilty because you going live on social media 100 times a day. You cannot give people that much power. You got to walk in your God-given gift. Allow your gift to make room for you. You got to make up in your mind that you're going to do something different so that you can produce and receive your different. Because some of you, you settled. But I need you to say this morning, I'm not settling anymore. Somebody say, I'm not settling anymore. Not anymore. I'm done settling. I'm going to reap the harvest that belongs to me. And I'm not giving my harvest to nobody else. I'm not giving my harvest to nobody else. I worked hard for this. Okay? Sleepless nights for this. I lost some stuff for this. I am not giving my harvest to anybody but me. Hey, Shaniqua, I need y'all to understand this. This is vital because some of you acting like this year already over. Some of you are literally going to cross the six-figure mark before this year is over. Some of you are going to get a promotion before this year is over. Some of you are going to become millionaires before this year is over. Some of you are getting married before this year is over. Some of you are paying off your car before this year is over. Some of you are going on the car lot and you're paying cash money for your dream car before this year is over. Don't be looking at what's going on in the world. Oh, no. You can't keep saying that you're not of the world, but then you looking at the world. No, you got to understand the favor that is on your life. You got to understand the favor on your life. And when you understand the favor on your life, that's how you build. And guess what? You walk by faith and not by fear. You walk by faith and not by fear. Yes, I know the scripture says you walk by faith and not by sight. Tamira 101 says you walk by faith and not by fear. Not by fear. Because fear has stopped you. You not seeing it has not stopped you. Fear has stopped you. And it's time that you make up in your mind that you're no longer going to give fear power over your life. Fear has stopped you long enough. Those calls you need to make the calls. Yeah, those meetings you need to go to the meetings. Those conferences you need to be sitting in, go sit in those conferences. Those investments you need to be making, make those investments. Stop looking at your lack and start looking at your overflow. Start looking at what you're speaking, decreeing, and declaring. See, that's the thing. We know how to write things down. We know how to speak it out of our mouth. We know how to get down on our knees and pray. We know how to lay in our bed and pray. We know how to be in our kitchen and pray. But what we don't know how to do, for some reason, we don't know how to receive it and walk it out, even afraid. But guess what? I'm going to tell you it's easy. Just do it. You're not waiting for fear to leave you. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing? You're not waiting for fear to leave you. You got to do it while you're afraid. If you are waiting for fear to leave you, you are never going to start. You are never going to do it. You got to say that I am going to do it anyway. All right? Y'all got that? I'm going to do it anyway. Number three, y'all. Am I stewarding my gifts or performing for people? Woo! Am I stewarding my gifts? I'm doing good, girl. Am I stewarding my gifts or performing for people? See, stewardship, a lot of people, when you hear the word stewardship, you automatically think finances. But the first thing that you need to steward over is your vessel. Your vessel. Because that's the first thing that God gave you. Before you got the money, before you got the skills or the gifts, God gave you the vessel. And you have to make up in your mind that you're going to steward over that. One of the things I learned years ago, I began to understand how to effectively pray. Effectively pray. And I tend to say this. We have more people desperately praying than effectively praying. I'm going to say that again. We have more people desperately praying than effectively praying. What do I mean? You're praying that God heal you. But if you effectively prayed, you would understand that I don't need God to heal me. I need to get in alignment with good health. So God, give me the discipline to eat the foods that are really nourishing to my body. Give me the discipline, God, that I'm able to work out on a daily basis. Give me the discipline, God, that I'm able to steward over this vessel, even when I don't feel like it. You need to become an effective prayer warrior, not a desperate prayer warrior. We desperately pray when things get out of hand. We have to pray to be stewards over our vessel. I know you want that chocolate cake. I do too. Oh my gosh. I do too. But if the chocolate cake is going to cause me to look in the mirror and not love myself, if the chocolate cake is going to cause me to continue to gain weight and I go into depression, I need to make a difference in my life. Is it going to hurt? Yes. Both of them are going to hurt. You becoming effective, you becoming disciplined hurts. You not being disciplined hurts because they're both going to hurt. But one is going to give you good health. The other one is going to cause your health to decline. So if I don't know how to properly steward over the vessel God has given me, how can I steward over finances? How can I steward over finances? How can I steward over my business? How can I steward properly over my children? Let's go there to the children. See, I started having children when I was 29. After I learned about the ages of 0 to 7. I actually started having children after I learned that. I learned that the ages of 0 to 7 are the most important years of our children's life. Well, if you don't steward properly, right, and you don't pour wisdom inside of you, you don't know that. That's why we have a lot of parents that have children younger that's like, oh, I'll wait until they're older. I'm going to do whatever I want to do now. And then you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Because the most important years were used in a careless way. And it's not because, the truth is it was because of lack of wisdom. Okay? If you don't know, you don't know, right? You don't know. You wing it. Well, I believe that everything we do, God says, be a great steward. Be a great steward. So if you are a parent, you are to steward over your children. You are to steward over your children. We're living in a time of technology. So a lot of parents, we just throwing the phone and the devices at our children. That's not great stewardship. And then when they get older, then we're going to start complaining and we're going to try to fix something that we built. Again, it goes back to number one. What are you building today? Right? So I want you to understand that how you steward over your vessel matters, and it will then determine how you steward over everything else. Your vessel is the hardest thing to steward over. You think because people go to the gym and work out, it's easy. Man, it don't never get easy. I don't care what. No, for me, it never gets easy. I always have to take a deep breath. Okay, here we go. Okay? I love the results, but it's still a mind battle every single day. But if I can defeat that, I can defeat every obstacle that comes in my business. I can defeat every obstacle that tries to come because I've learned how to steward over my vessel. How many of you are reading books? What books are you reading? Behind this is a book. If you go throughout my entire house, you're going to see books throughout my entire house, y'all. Throughout my entire house. You're going to see them in the bathroom. You're going to see them in the kitchen. You're going to see them in the living room. You're going to see books everywhere. Because I figured if I sit somewhere, I'll just pick up a book. All right. Most people have a television in their living room. I don't have a television in my living room. I'm not really a television person. I can't just sit there and watch TV. I just can't do that. Somebody else can. I can't. Because one of the things I want you to understand is when you have a dream and you have a vision, how you can just sit there and watch somebody else's dream? Why are you not working on yours? Oh, why are you not working on yours? I'm gonna say, why are you not working on yours? You can sit there for hours and watch other people dream. When you're watching the NBA, you're watching somebody live their dream. When you're watching the NFL, you're watching somebody live your dream. When are you going to watch you live your dream? And if you have not done that, how can you sit and watch somebody else? That got to be depressing. I don't know about nobody else, but that sounds depressing when you are a carrier of vision. And you're trying to produce the vision. That I can't do it. I just can't. That's one of the hardest things for me to do is sit and watch a TV. I can't do it. I just can't. Because I'm like, man, what am I doing that's going to help me produce what I'm carrying? Some of you got to understand. Let me tell y'all something. Some of you right now, if you were pregnant with an actual baby and you got to your due date and the baby did not come, didn't matter how hard you pushed, the baby did not come. That would be so painful. And that will require a surgery, right? That could set you back. Some of you, Right now, you need a surgery. You need a surgery because guess what? Your vision is past its due date and it's just sitting in you. And you need a major surgery right now. And guess what? You can't give yourself a surgery. That take experts. You don't know how to do that. You couldn't even push it out. You couldn't even push it out. So when you are saying to yourself that you want to become a great steward, you got to steward over your gift. You got to steward over your vision. You got to steward over your finances. You got to steward over your house. You got to do all that. And as you become a great steward, abundance is the result. Plentifulness is the result. Plentifulness. Isn't that what you want? Abundance, right? Plentifulness is the result. So you have to make up in your mind. And you got to say to yourself, today, I'm going to be a great steward. Number 4, who am I sent to serve today? Who am I sent to serve today? Who is God going to call you to today? Right now, God has called me to you today. I'm serving you today. I'm serving you and I'm giving you something that can help you run your day. Go through your day with the momentum and the energy and the mindset that you need so that you're able to fulfill what you're trying to fulfill. Who are you going to serve today? Who are you going to give back to today? Who are you going to pour into today? Make up in your mind that that's something you're going to do. All right. And number 5, what does increase look like in God's term? Not in your term. What does increase look like in God's term? What does increase look like to God concerning your life? Concerning your life. He's giving you a gift. He's giving you gifts. He's giving you a vision. God has decided to trust you. Trust me. Trust us with vision, with gifts. Hey, Ricky, what are we doing with it? Why aren't we moving? Some of you learned today that you got to decide and determine what you're going to build today versus what you're going to do today. Some of you realize that you've been stagnated because of fear. And today you've made a decision to do it anyway. Some of you have made up in your mind that you haven't been a great steward over your vessel, over your finances, over your home, over your children. But today you've made the decision that you're going to become a great steward. Some of you are already thinking about who you're going to serve today. And you're going to pour into them. Now, some of you, right? You need to ask yourself, what does increase look like when it comes to God concerning your life? This is important. So y'all, it's Monday. I am Coach Tamara Lachey with Increase Marketing and Consulting, Increase Nation United. Increase Marketing and Consulting is where we bring visions to reality through graphic design, brand strategy and development, business strategy and development, coaching, and client representation. Increase Nation United is where we focus on transforming the lives of those raising tomorrow and providing an invitation to an abundant life. I pray that you got something out of today. I pray that you run the play. Make sure, even if you're watching a replay, that you turn around and create your intentional list. Once you get off this live, make that intentional list and make sure by the end of the day, Everything on that list is scratched off because you were intentional and you did it. I want to give you a couple of announcements before we get off today. So if you are saying to yourself that you would like to become a better steward over your finances, we have what is called Become a Great Steward Over Your Finances. We actually will be on Zoom tomorrow night, May 5th. We will be on Zoom. If you are interested in participating in Become a Great Steward, DM me if you're on TikTok. If you're on Facebook, DM me. If you're on YouTube, go to my website, TamaraLachey.com. All of you can really go to my website, TamaraLachey.com, and you can secure your seat. It is spelled exactly how it is in the profile. Tamara, Timera, Lachey, LACHAE.com, and register for Become a Great Steward over your finances, because it starts with you. You got to make a decision, and it's time for some of you to shift your life. That's number one. Number two, if you are battling in the area of healing, you are battling with past trauma, relationship trauma, childhood trauma, any type of trauma, you want to make sure you register for Cry Out and Heal. It's going to be in Warner Robins, Georgia, June 5th and 6th, but we're also allowing people to attend virtually. All you got to do is go to TamaraLachey.com and you can secure your seat. It is absolutely free. Okay? Cry Out and Heal, June 5th and 6th in Warner Robins, Georgia, if you are saying that you are ready to heal. And if you are an entrepreneur and you are ready, I mean, really ready, like seriously, you're ready to take your business to the next level, schedule a consultation with me today. Go to my website, TamaraLachey.com or IncreaseGlobal.net, or DM me so that we can take your business to the next level. We'll help you take your business to the next level. Because for some of you, all you need is the right coach. All you need is the brand. All you need is strategy. And I would love to serve you in this season. So make sure you DM me or go to IncreaseGlobal.net to schedule your consultation today. You all, until next time, I'm Coach Tamara Lachey. Y'all be blessed.